Alright, this is one of those things I can't figure out. So, these aren't touching. But, when they were touching, like I put these little paper clips in my hubcaps and I trimmed the size of these sticks so that when the wire comes through it's better off, and I know these are off center, so I know things are touching a little bit, but when I have them touching completely they barely spin, and I don't even want them to spin. I want them to swing. I want these to be pendulums. See, like that's still swinging. So when I spin it like this, it's swinging, and when I stop it, oh wait, no, there it goes. So they're off center. It's imperfectly engineered, though I've tried. I would say this thread, this cross section is it speaks to the fact that I'm trying to kind of engineer it well. And it's only my toy model, but it's still peculiar to me that it at least barely looks as though these things are touching, but no, there it is. Touching, touch, 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 touch. So I guess that's it. But that's still, I guess that speaks to what I said in my last video about the subtle touch. These things spin for a long time and keep going with a very subtle touch, and it's a touch that's a tap. It touches and lets go, touches and lets go. I'm not saying that's the way it should be in this model, but it's still metaphorically poignant, significant. My next model, I mean, what kind of fool doesn't find the center of a circle, right? Now this way it looks like they do touch all the time. Then we see it don't. Zip a zip a zip. I just have to remind myself not to give up. That I made something imperfectly. That I have a good idea. And what I really need, I said it last time and I gotta say it again. Or not last time, but the time before. Like, I gotta say it again. If I only had slightly more patience, I might have only made it slightly better. But how far in the future would I have made it slightly better? But because I'm impatient, I made it slightly worse sooner. Because I have made it slightly worse sooner. Like, would it have been a week later that I made it more perfect, but still imperfect? Would it have been 2 weeks later? A year later? Like, what would be the cost? What would be the price? What would be the expense for me having waited? Yet, what would be the gain? Had I waited a day, what would be the gain? Versus if I had waited a week, what would be the expense? It is such a slippery slope between patience and impatience. Patience is the peace that God gives, so to speak. And if you don't prefer that language, choose one that peace is ascribed to. Impatience, on the other hand, is answering the call. And if you don't believe you're called, I'm not so sure there's an easily accessible syllable that can oppose the syllable call. Easily accessible, I'll get it though. Find that. Do that. If I waited till it was right, I wouldn't do it. Yet what if I had waited 1 minute more, 2 minutes more, 5 minutes more? Not a day, not 2 days, not a week, not a month, not a year. What if I'd waited 17 seconds more? That's how fine a line, and finer. What's done is done. And I call upon the GPS reroute. In my drunkenness I am smug. Forgive me my smugness. Forgive me my smugness. But in that small fraction of sobriety I retain, thank you for your attention. Thank you for your care. Thank you for loving me as you do. And thank you for hating the things I do as you judge me correctly. As I do things worthy of hate. I hope, I pray, I wish, I contemplate that I might someday stand with your wisdom. And I'm not there yet. And I don't only seek the forgiveness of I seek your forgiveness, not that I may perpetuate the wrongs that I do, even though I do perpetuate the wrongs that I do. That's not why I seek your forgiveness. seek your forgiveness that you may believe in me the way I wish to believe in myself, that I may believe in you, that you may believe in yourself the way I would at my best. Right? This reciprocity between us, and this reciprocity between the different pieces of ourselves. I guess that's just a little prayer. Thanks for participating.